Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going over my basically resolutions for beauty in 2019. It's more so discussing like my no buy. We're just gonna have a conversation about, consumerism in the beauty community, how I plan to change my habits, etc. So if you want to hear my thoughts, then just keep watching. To the main topic of this video, which is basically consumerism in the beauty community. I have a whole list of things I want to kind of just go over briefly and explain what this means for my channel moving forward and all of that. So the first thing I want to talk about is how I really got into purchasing makeup the way that I have been in the last few years, and basically it's through YouTube. So I started watching YouTube videos like pretty religiously when I was like 19. I'm 22 now. I always liked makeup before, but before YouTube really came into my life, it was more just like, okay, I need one eyeshadow, a liner, some foundation, and that's it. Like, I literally did not wear makeup like I do now, it's that you see on my videos back then. I mean, I was in high school and it's not like I had my own money back then, so it was a little bit different. But I will say that watching YouTube videos really drives that desire, at least for me, to go out and purchase the latest things, as well as following certain accounts on Instagram, which, like Trend Mood, which it's awesome that she posts like all the coming out stuff. I love looking there to see what she has on her page and the newest things that are coming out, but it can also be very tempting when every day you're seeing new products coming out that you think is nice and you like the look of, and it's a new palette or a new foundation, all this, when it's like, how many things do you have in your collection already that you aren't using? And for me, I don't wear makeup every single day. It would take me years and years to get through the makeup collection I currently have. So I really want to try and make it an effort to not jump and buy like the newest, greatest product on the market, even if it's limited edition, because that's another thing that really has made me like automatically go and buy a product. If I even like it a little bit, I'll be like, man, it's limited edition. I have to rush out and go get it because I don't want to miss it. So that's another thing I really need to just get over. Like, if I miss out on it, is it really that big of a deal? No. I have plenty of other things in my collection that would probably be similar to the thing I missed out on. And this is especially hard for me when it comes to collaborations. Anytime one of my favorite YouTubers collabs on something and it's limited edition, I really want to support them and I want to try the product that they came out with. But it also results in me sometimes buying collabs that I really don't even use or that I really don't care for that much. So as much as I want to support them, I have to make more of a conscious effort to make sure that it's something I truly would want to use all the time. So, it's not the beauty guru's fault here on YouTube for showing us new products all the time. I like it because anytime I do see a new product, I want to hear people's opinions on it before I go spend 50, 60, who knows how much money on that product. I like to hear people's feedback on it, or even just see the product in use. So I'm super glad that they do what they do. It's not that I have anything against what they're doing, or I don't even think it's their fault. It's really just kind of like a personal thing, and I'm sure a lot of people, experience that. And also another thing is too, it's just that when you see it and you love the way it looks and you see them raving about it, it does make it hard to kind of not want to buy it, just because you want that thing that is awesome, that can create this beautiful, stunning look, even if you have stuff in your collection similar already. Another thing is for me is I also like collecting the makeup, especially palettes. Eyeshadow palettes are hands down my weakness. I love a good palette. I find that it's probably the best value for your money, I guess, because you can get so many different things out of it versus like one highlighter that may be 38, 40 bucks that it's literally just a highlighter. You can't really do much with it besides highlight, maybe use it on your lid or the inner corner, whatever. So eyeshadow palettes are a huge weakness for me, but that is something I really got to get away from because I have so many palettes. If you guys watched my eyeshadow palette collection video, you will know I started with like 44 palettes or something crazy like that. And it's like, I'm only one person with 2 eyes. It's like, how much can I really use that all up, So that's, and you know, a lot of the products that I have in there, like some of it, I don't ever want to reach for because I'm constantly getting something new and I want to use that thing. And then by the time I've been using that, something new comes out and I have to buy something else. Or I don't have to buy. I end up buying something else and then that gets pushed behind. I'm using the new thing and then it just is a vicious cycle. So one way that I do want to try and start using up more of my makeup is I'm going to start doing a series on my channel, and I think I'm going to do it monthly just because I don't wear makeup every single day, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I will start wearing makeup every day, but I do want to start wearing makeup more often, especially to work. But anyway, I'm going to start a series where I'm just going to do like a shop my stash. I'm sure you've seen plenty of people do them here on YouTube. I have no idea who first started it, but it's definitely not my original idea. But I think monthly, I'm going to post a video for you guys going through my makeup collection, picking out products that I want to focus on using for that month. Now that's not to say that the whole month you're only going to see videos using those products, but in addition to the Shop My Stash part of the series, I will also be posting a video of my like go-to look maybe using those products. That way you guys can see how I will be utilizing those the most. So, and it also, to me, that gives you guys more ideas on how to use products you might already have sitting around in your collection. Because I do have some older palettes such as, you know, Too Faced Chocolate Bar, Semi-Sweet, which you never hear people talking about those anymore. So you kind of have to either look to old videos or it's like you just sit there and wonder, are they even still using those products? You know, that's how I think of it, and I get it for them too. It's hard to use up all your products and go back and use older products when you have all these new ones coming in. So, you know, again, no fault to them. They do what they do, but I kind of want to focus my channel more, at least in 2019 moving forward, on utilizing products you guys already have in your collection, because I know for me personally, I truly cannot keep up buying the amount of makeup that I have been. As I mentioned in my New Year look back tag video, I'm going to be moving out with my boyfriend this year. I want to travel. You know, it's like I can't be putting all my extra money and sometimes money I don't really have into makeup when I already have so much good, awesome makeup. And I know for a lot of you too, it's like you might not be able to go out and afford to buy the newest, greatest things. So I want to still be able to show you guys how you can use products in your collection. So that's kind of where that series is going to go. Pretty much what I'm going to do is first I'll post the Shop My Stash video, and then the following day that I post, I try to post on Tuesdays and Fridays. So let's say the Tuesday is the first, let's say the Tuesday falls first in the month. I will post the Shop My Stash on Tuesday and then probably my go-to look using those products on that Friday. That way in the first week of the month you guys see what I'll be using and see the look using those products. So I think this will also help me get through some of the products that I have that are like halfway empty, or you know, I just need to finally get that extra push to get through them. I did do a project pan for Christmas, and if you guys saw the finale, it was not that successful, and that's again because I would end up going and using other stuff, and I was not really dedicating the time to those products. Some of them I did make quite a dent in, but I'm only one person and I don't wear makeup every day, so it was hard to really like fully complete those products. But in 2019, I really want to use up some of the products I have before I go and start buying new. I actually have been pretty good about foundations. As much as I want to go buy new ones, I try to limit that, and if they don't work for me, I do bring them back, because how am I going to get through an entire bottle of foundation if it doesn't work for me? You know, that's another thing I feel like no one ever talks about, is really like returning the products that don't work for you, you know, especially if it's like a foundation that you know you just cannot make work, you are not going to feel comfortable in it. Why hold on to it? Just go return it, get your money back, and you know, you get something that you will end up really liking. I don't see any problem in returning once in a while if a product didn't work out for you. I'm not saying do this all the time. You know, try to make sure you do know what you want before you buy it, but you know, for me, I have definitely returned a few items that just didn't work for me like I thought they would, but on the same hand, I have definitely kept items that really don't work for me and that I don't really want to reach for, but I am going to try to use up all the things currently in my collection. Sorry, I know I'm kind of like going all over the place, and this whole video might not even make sense, but I hope that it does. So I want to just look at my list really quick and see what else I want to talk about. So another thing I want to mention about, you know, if I keep buying makeup all the time, if I keep doing this, makeup products are going to expire. And I have run into this, especially with mascaras, because I will open a mascara, use it for a couple weeks, I'll hear about something else, or I'll get like a small version of a new mascara, or just something will happen and I'll get another mascara. Well, recently I've had to throw out like 2 or 3 mascaras that I've only used. I mean, I definitely had used them. It wasn't like I opened them once and never touched them again, but I definitely didn't use them up completely. And it's like, that's just straight money in the garbage, you know? It's like when a mascara dries up, there's not really much you can do to fix that, unless you guys know a way to fix that I don't. But once it dries up, you gotta get rid of it. And they even say that on mascaras, I think you should be replacing them, I don't know if it's every 3 months or every 6 months. It's not a very long amount of time. So that just goes to show that if you have 10 open mascaras in your collection, how are you ever going to get through all of those in a, let's say 3 months, let's say a 3-month span of time. You know, you'd have to be using all of them at once almost to try to use them up. So it's just a waste, you know. It's like you're not getting your money's worth out of the products. And that's what happens when you have products sitting around in your collection, even if they don't go bad. You're having them sit there, you're not using them. Your money's worth is not getting used out of it. It's just collecting dust in your collection. So that's why another reason I want to really focus on using the products I have and getting my money's worth out of them. For example, like my Natasha Denona palettes, those start at $129. I got them on sale, but it's like, if it just sits there and I don't really use it that much, am I really getting the $129 worth out of it? Definitely not. Now, I'm not saying that my mission is to just finish up everything I have in my collection. That is not the case. I just want to make more of an effort to use the products I have and not go out and buy. And now, I do want to say that it's only January 11th, but I would say I have not purchased makeup really since my last Sephora haul. I had some store credit, so I ended up getting like some shampoo and a couple skincare things. But again, that wasn't like new money being spent. That was just store credit from something I returned. So I'm trying to think. I don't think I've actually purchased any new makeup items since that last haul, which was a huge haul and I have no need to get it. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a lie. I did end up purchasing the James Charles palette not too long after that, as well as some makeup brushes when I did the meet and greet with Kathleen at the Morphe store near me. So that is, I think those are the last products that I've actually purchased. So I'm doing good, and it's been tempting, and I did look around Sephora when I went to pick up the shampoo and stuff to see if there's any makeup I kind of wanted. But honestly, nothing was really screaming at me to the point where I'd want to spend money on it. So I think at this point I'm getting, you know, I have so many things in my collection that, you know, not everything is jumping out at me at Sephora anymore. Sure, there's definitely some new makeup products. I have a cart with probably like 11 things in it on Sephora.com right now, but I just like to go in and look and, you know, think about things that I might want to buy in the future. So I'm not actually buying those things right now, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy any new makeup this year, because that's just not likely at all. I'm not going to say that, but I do want to be more conscious of the budget for it. Like, I'm not going to go and spend $200-300 every 2 weeks on makeup. I want to try to maybe only spend like $100 every couple months, you know. I don't want to be spending all this money on makeup all the time when I have makeup that works. That's the thing. It's like I have products that do the job. So would I rather put that $100 towards makeup, or would I put it towards travel, or put it towards our fun to move out? Like, there's so many other things that I could be putting my money towards than just makeup that I won't even use all the time. So basically, you know, like I was saying, this is kind of all over the place. Honestly, I've had these talking points, but I've just gone off on tangents, so I really hope this video makes sense. But this is going to help me by following, you know, sticking to my goal. It's going to help me, you know, not add any debt to myself, you know. It's going to help me, you know, use up the products I already have, and it's also just going to help me get more. It's also, that's another thing, it's going to help me get creative with the products I already have. You know, it's like, I can definitely say that I have not used every single eyeshadow that I own and every palette that I own. It's like there's plenty of ways that I can use these products in new ways, and that's another thing that I want to focus my channel on, is showing you guys how you can use your old products in new ways. I know you can always go back and look up other tutorials for those products, but I don't know, for me personally, I like to see current videos. I definitely go back and watch old stuff if there's a specific product I'm trying to use or whatever, but I like seeing current stuff, and I want to see how people are using it still today. You know, trends change, things change, so that's why I do want to show you guys how you can still use your old products. So a lot of the tutorials you're going to be seeing on my channel are definitely going to be products that are not brand new from the, you know, brand new, hot off the press, and I hope you guys don't mind, but I will be using, you know, all the different palettes in my collection, and I think I have a pretty big collection, at least a decent size, to be able to show you guys newer things and not just repeat the exact same products all the time. So I don't think it will get redundant. I think hopefully you guys will enjoy seeing how I can use up products I already have in my collection so you can do the same. Another thing on the note of me not wearing makeup every day is that having multiples of different things is just not necessary. At one point, you know, I'm trying to work through some of my eyeliners. I have two black Marc Jacobs eyeliners and my black Urban Decay liner, as well as a couple colorful ones that are used for different things, but focusing on the fact of the black eyeliners. That is what I wear the most. A lot of times I will just throw on some black liner and call it a day, just because I feel like it makes my eyes look a little more awake and put together. But do I need 3 of them in my collection? No. When it comes to something like that, it's like I just want to use up the Marc Jacobs ones and focus on the Urban Decay one, since I feel like my Marc Jacobs ones are a little bit older and they're not performing as well as they did when I first got them. So I want to just focus on using those up. And basically where I was going with that is having multiples of products like that is just not necessary when you don't wear makeup every single day. And it's really not necessary in general, just because you can always go to the store and buy another liner when you run out. So, you know, it's like you don't need to have multiples, 5, 10 different foundations, you know. Use the one that's working for you. When you run out, then go buy another one. That is what I've really been trying to do with foundations, but I have bought a new foundation recently. That was the YSL All-in-One Glow, and I absolutely love it. But I am still trying to work through some of my other foundations. I'm getting super close on being finished with the 2, which is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea and the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer that I featured in my 12 pans of Christmas. So I am still trying to work through those, but you know, once you find a foundation you really love, is there really a need to go and try to find another? I mean, at least for me, I have not found like my perfect true foundation until the YSL All-in-One Glow has definitely taken the #1 spot for me. So now that I have found that, I don't really have the desire right now to go out and buy another foundation. So that's another thing, you know, it's like once you find something that works for you, you don't need to change it. You don't need to go searching for better, searching for more if it works for you and you are content with it. I know it's fun to try new makeup, and again, I get really sucked into that, but it's just, you know, it's just wasteful too. It's like when you, especially with foundation and liquid makeup, they don't last forever. No makeup lasts forever, but especially like cream and liquid products, I feel like they can go bad a lot faster than like eyeshadows, for example. So that's why, you know, you really want to make sure you're utilizing and using those up, again, so that you are getting your money's worth. So I mentioned this briefly earlier, I just want to go over it again. This has to do with the limited edition products. Now, a lot of companies will say limited edition, but then all of a sudden you see it come out again a few months later, which is awesome in case you missed it and it truly is a great product. Like, for example, the Ombrizy highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did not get that in the first go around. Now, was my life any less fulfilled because I didn't have it? No, because I didn't really know what I was missing, but they did bring it back and I do have it now, and I can tell you I'm so glad that I do have it and I got the second opportunity to pick it up. So in that instance, it's like it's nice when they bring stuff back, but at the same time, let's say there's a limited edition product, you don't get it right when it comes out, it sells out and you never ever see it again. You know, it's like, oh well, there's plenty of other products that are going to come out. You have plenty of other products in your collection to use. It's not like your life is going to be any less complete because you don't have that product. That is one thing I really need to work on with myself, is not buying into the limited edition hype. Because you know what? There's always going to be other new stuff coming out, and there's plenty of things that I can use already. Another thing that I have noticed in recent years is that, for one, brands are just constantly pumping out product. I mean, it's like every day there's several new things that are being released. And I feel like, I don't know if it's because I was younger at the time or if social media has totally changed this, which I think it has, but I feel like brands did not do this before. You were not seeing a new release every other week from a brand. And I feel like now that's another thing that the brands do to try and get you to buy the makeup. They're constantly pushing out new stuff, hoping that you're going to buy it, and they design their marketing perfectly. They know exactly how to get us in and buy the products. So you have to be careful of that, you know. It's like these brands, you know, they're a business. They want to make money. Any business, that's what they want. So you have to just be conscious of the fact that they are constantly pumping out product, trying to get more people to buy it, trying to get you to buy it and come back and be a repeat customer, which is great. Buy the new product if it's something you think you need. And you know, I'm saying this to you guys, but this is more also just for me. I don't care what anyone does. If you want to spend your money on makeup like I have for a couple of years now, that is awesome. If it makes you happy, then that is definitely what you should spend your money on. But you know, for me personally, I just want to kind of shift away from that and start putting my focus into other stuff. So another thing is that I'm trying to help myself, and also for you guys too, is think about the other things you could spend your money on that would bring more value. Whether that be travel, paying off some debt, going to college, or, you know, funding your education somehow, getting a car, going out with friends, the list goes on. You know, there's been plenty of times where it's like, man, you know, you go to Sephora, you spend $200, you go home, play with it, kind of just that instant happiness is gone. Whereas you could go spend $50 even and just go have a good day with your friends that you're gonna be happy about and think back on and have those experiences and build your relationship with your friends more versus just spending that money on makeup. So there's definitely plenty of other things for me personally that would bring me even more happiness than just buying makeup. So, because like I said, I already have a good amount of it. I'm pretty happy with my collection right now. So that is one thing I've been thinking about. You know, I want to get my car paid off. You know, again, I mentioned that we're moving out this year and traveling, so I definitely just want to focus more of my money into those things. And then another thing, the last thing I really want to talk about is that for me, makeup is a hobby and it makes me happy. I have been really loving making videos now. I know I've only been doing it for like 3 or 4 months, but it makes me really happy to do. I love creating the videos. I love playing with my makeup. There's plenty of times that I've come home from work and just sat down, did a look, and then literally went into the shower just because I love playing with my makeup. But I also sometimes think about how overwhelming it is, how many products that I have that I'm not using a lot of. And it does stress me out. Sometimes I'll just be, you know, cleaning my room, organizing, or even just randomly, I will think about how much makeup I have that is not being used, and it gives me anxiety. It like stresses me out for the fact that I have all this stuff that I'm not using all the time. So that's another reason I want to just cut my spending on beauty down quite a bit so that I can actually enjoy the products I have and not be overwhelmed by how much makeup I have. Now this also extends into skincare, shampoo, things of the sort, because I am a huge culprit of getting some skincare, or let's say shampoo, skincare shampoo, using like half of it, and then I'll hear about something else that sounds good that I want to try, buying that thing, and then now I have half of used products, you know, and then I already have to throw away probably like 2. One is almost used, and then the other one is like half used of face cleanser, and it's like I don't want to have to waste those things. They are not cheap. So anyway, I know this was like just a big ramble, but that is it for the video. That is pretty much everything that I'm going to be doing in 2019 as far as beauty and my consumerism, my consumer habits. So anyway guys, that completes today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope this made sense. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to hear your guys' resolutions, whether they be related to this or just, you know, any resolution. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. So please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe before you go, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.